Luxury hotels after dark, the affairs they'll never admit. When the sun sets over a luxury hotel, something changes. The calm becomes too perfect, the hallways too quiet, and every smile too rehearsed. Behind the polished marble floors and champagne service lies a world that management would rather you never see. A world of temptation, late-night whispers, and forbidden connections between staff and guests. This isn't gossip, it's confession. Over the years, dozens of hotel workers have anonymously shared what really happens after dark. From secret keys to private penthouses to rules bent in exchange for something more personal, these stories pull back the velvet curtain on the industry that sells fantasy by the night, and sometimes lives it too. Welcome to Hotel Secrets Unlocked. Tonight, we step into the rooms where pleasure meets professionalism and loyalty ends at the lobby door. 1. The Bellboy's secret elevator. Every five-star hotel has a service elevator, the one guests aren't supposed to see. It's quiet, narrow, and smells like cleaning products and coffee. But for some staff, it's more than just a shortcut between floors. Leo, a bellboy at a luxury resort in Miami, confessed that after midnight, the service elevator turns into a second world. It starts with small favors, extra towels, a bottle of champagne, and ends with a guest whispering, "You can bring it to my suite, if you want." He told us about one night when a business traveler stayed for 2 weeks. Every evening she ordered champagne at 12:15. The same brand, the same words, "Deliver it yourself." The rest was silence. At least until the next morning, when the champagne glasses mysteriously disappeared before housekeeping arrived. Leo laughed when asked if anyone knew. "Of course," he said, "but no one talks. The camera in that hallway hasn't worked for years." 2. Housekeeping and the Honeymooners. If you think the guests are the only ones with secrets, you haven't met hotel housekeeping. They're invisible during the day and irreplaceable at night. And sometimes their job gives them front row seats to the kind of passion that doesn't belong on a wedding itinerary. Maria, a long-time maid in Las Vegas, once walked in on a newlywed couple who clearly couldn't wait for check-in to finish. She apologized, closed the door, and moved on. But when she returned hours later to clean, she noticed something strange. The room next door was booked under a different name, but both rooms had the same toothbrush brand, same perfume, same champagne. "Same couple," she said. "2 rooms, 2 lives, husband in one, wife in the other, but not with each other." Hotels pretend not to notice. Management likes to call it guest privacy. The staff just call it what it is, another day in paradise. 3. The concierge knows everything. If you ever wonder who truly runs a luxury hotel, it's not the general manager, it's the concierge. They know who's cheating, who's pretending, and who's paying in cash for a reason. Thomas, a concierge in London, once helped a married businessman book 2 different suites under 2 different names, one for him, one for his so-called assistant. He even arranged flowers for both rooms, just in case the wrong woman showed up first. "The trick," Thomas explained, "is to look like you don't know. The moment you act surprised, you're done." Concierges get tipped to stay silent. Some get invited to join. And if a guest's secret affair turns into a scandal, it is the concierge who makes sure every trace, from receipts to security footage, quietly disappears. 4. Staff parties that never end. By day, hotel employees serve perfection. By night, they become the story. Every major hotel hosts internal, after-hours events for staff. But what happens once the guests are asleep could shock even the most liberal travelers. A night manager from New York admitted that when the bar closes for guests, it opens again for employees. Bartenders mix whatever's left and everyone ends up in the pool by 3 a.m. One infamous night, a security guard caught 2 staff members in a guest suite that wasn't theirs. They were fired the next morning, but only because they forgot to close the curtains. "Half the hotel saw them," the manager said, "and the guests thought it was part of the show." Hotels sell fantasy. Sometimes the staff just can't resist joining in. 5. The forbidden keycard. In every hotel, there's a master keycard that opens all rooms. It's usually held by management, used only for emergencies. But not everyone follows the rule book. Sophia, a front desk employee in Los Angeles, told us about a colleague who used his card for more than maintenance. He'd brag about sneaking into empty penthouses to feel rich, but one night the suite wasn't empty. The guest was a famous actress, half asleep, who thought he was room service. When she realized, she screamed, but the hotel hushed it up before it made the news. He was gone by morning, Sophia said. No police, no reports, just a new face at the desk. Luxury hotels don't want stories like that leaking out, but for those who work there, after dark secrets are part of the job description. 6. The night manager's affair. Mark ran the night shift at a 5-star resort in Sydney. He had one rule: never get involved with guests. He followed it perfectly until one winter night when a travel blogger checked in. She was alone, charming, and asked for room service recommendations from someone with taste. For 2 weeks they kept it professional, polite smiles, witty banter. Then on her last night, she left a note at the reception: "Meet me in the laundry room at midnight." He hesitated, then went. The fluorescent lights buzzed overhead, machines humming in the background. They didn't touch. They just talked for hours, sharing secrets about their lives, their loneliness, their fear of being forgotten. When dawn came, she kissed him once and walked away. "No affair," he said. "Just the closest thing I'd ever had to one. If you're watching this from your couch, your bed, or maybe even a hotel room, let us know where you were watching from and on which device. We love seeing all the places our viewers are tuning in from. Thank you for being part of Hotel Secrets Unlocked. 7. The guest who never left. Every hotel has that one guest, the one who becomes a rumor, a whisper, a cautionary tale. At a 5-star property in Chicago, employees still talk about room 803. It belonged to a woman named Claire, who checked in for one weekend and stayed for 6 months. She paid in cash, never used her real name, and always ordered breakfast for 2. Housekeeping noticed that the second plate was always untouched, but Claire insisted it stay. The rumor among staff was that she was waiting for someone, a guest from years before. One night, the new front desk agent received a call from room 803. Claire wanted champagne and wanted the same bellboy as last time. Only problem, that bellboy had quit 3 years ago. When the night manager checked the room the next morning, Claire was gone. No bags, no checkout. Just an open window and 2 empty glasses. Hotels change names, management, and decor. But ghosts, they stay on the payroll forever. 8. The honeymoon scandal. It is one thing when staff get involved with guests. But what happens when the guests themselves bring the scandal? In Dubai, a newly married couple arrived for a lavish honeymoon at a luxury resort. The staff adored them, beautiful, young, generous with tips. But behind the smiles, something was off. Every morning the husband left early for business calls. Every afternoon the wife spent hours at the spa. One night, a massage therapist told the concierge that the wife wasn't tea alone. She had booked couple S sessions under 2 different names. By the end of the week, the staff were divided into 2 camps, team husband and team wife. When the man's business partner checked in on the final day, the truth surfaced. They were all cheating on each other in the same hotel at the same time, using the same alias. The manager swore everyone to silence. "The more expensive the suite," he said, "the cheaper the secrets." 9. Hidden rooms, hidden lives. Luxury hotels are designed like mazes. Behind every door is another hallway, another key, another story. But few guests know that many old hotels have secret rooms, spaces that don't appear on any map. A former engineer from Paris admitted that maintenance corridors often hide these rooms. Some were built for privacy, others for control. In older hotels, he said, you could walk behind the walls, literally, and watch guests without being seen. The most disturbing story came from a technician in Las Vegas who found a forgotten suite sealed off behind a renovation wall. Inside were dusty bottles of champagne, 2 half-burned candles, and an untouched note that read, "See you tomorrow." Hotels are like people. They keep what they can't face. Every hidden room tells a story that management would rather stay buried behind drywall. 10. When the staff fall for each other. Not all hotel affairs involve guests. Sometimes it's the staff who can't resist the pull of working so close to temptation. One bartender from London described it perfectly. When you work long hours, nights blur together. You stop going home, and suddenly the only world that exists is this hotel. He fell for a front desk agent named Eva. They kept it secret for months. Stolen moments in the linen closet, notes left in reservation folders, but it got complicated fast. One night, a high-profile guest flirted with Eva in front of him. He smiled, played along, and poured drinks like nothing happened. But later that night, he found her keycard missing. When he confronted her, she just said, "I'm not the only one who lies here." They broke up the next week. She quit soon after, and the bartender said he's never looked at room 1120 the same way again. 11. The affair that went too far. Every hotel has one story that crosses the line. At a coastal resort in California, a famous musician checked in under an alias. The only person who knew his real identity was Julia, the PR manager. They spent hours coordinating media silence, and eventually, hours doing things far from professional. When tabloids got a tip, Julia panicked. The musician disappeared overnight, leaving her with a resignation letter already typed by management. She wasn't fired, she was erased. Her name vanished from all employee records. The resort denied she ever worked there. Even her keycard logs were deleted. "That's what luxury hotels do best," said a former colleague. "They clean messes you'll never know existed." That's why, in the world of luxury hotel scandals, truth is just another service, available only to those who can afford it. 12. When privacy becomes a product. Hotels market privacy as luxury. Discretion guaranteed. Your secrets are safe with us. But that privacy is often bought and sold. One security manager from New York admitted that certain VIPs pay extra, not for better rooms, but for erased records. No camera footage, no registration logs, no trace they were ever here, he said. Those requests often come from politicians, celebrities, and billionaires. And it's not always about romance. Sometimes it's about money laundering, blackmail, or even espionage. Hotels operate like small cities, but with no law beyond the manager's approval. Behind closed doors, the most expensive suites become confession booths where the only sin is getting caught. 13. The unwritten rule. Among hotel workers, there's a saying, "What happens in the lobby stays in the lobby." It's their code, their protection, and sometimes their curse. Every employee learns it on their first day. The unspoken rule that silence is worth more than honesty. Whether it's a scandalous guest or an inappropriate manager, the only thing riskier than breaking the rule is keeping it too long. Some staff say it becomes addictive. The power of knowing everything, the thrill of holding secrets others would pay to learn. You start to believe you're part of something bigger, one concierge said, until you realize you're just another secret waiting to be replaced. Hotels sell dreams, but they're built on silence. Every welcome back hides a story you'll never hear at checkout. 14. The final checkout. By sunrise, the chaos is gone. Sheets are replaced, glasses polished, and scandals folded neatly beneath "Do Not Disturb" signs. Guests smile, unaware that the same staff serving them champagne might have seen everything and said nothing. The truth about hotel staff confessions and after-dark secrets is simple. Everyone is guilty of something. some of desire, others of silence. The hotel simply provides the stage. So next time you walk through a luxury hotel lobby, remember, every smile hides a story, every keycard opens more than one door, and somewhere, behind those perfectly ironed uniforms, someone is still keeping your secret. Because in this business, pleasure and privacy are part of the same price. If you enjoyed peeking behind the velvet curtain of luxury hotel scandals, don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for more stories from behind closed doors. Here on Hotel Secrets Unlocked, every story checks in, but not all of them check out.